Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are talking about the AMC breakout that's about to get started, the fake dark pool data, the #1 company, and many more in this video. First, we take a look at this. We are near 2019 numbers on AMC, and we haven't even released 180 films yet. Only 118 so far. That says everything. We still got Taylor Swift concert, Tron 2, Avatar 3 later this year. So when you take a look at the box office numbers, you'll see where we are at. And once again, we are seeing how the box office is not only recovering, but getting even better and its improvements. And we've already understood how AMC has positioned themselves within this industry. We've had countless videos talking about how they improve their infrastructures, how they've made themselves more efficient, and therefore they are able to increase their revenue whilst decreasing the cost and ultimately increase their profits. Again, you can take a look at the comparison. We still have a few months before the year ends. We still have very good movies coming out. So this is only going to get bigger, and AMC is only going to grow from this. But it's also about understanding the fact not only is the box office growing and getting bigger, AMC has also positioned themselves within a different industry, both still related, and in this case we're obviously talking about the AMC film distribution. So we're not relying solely on people attending to the movies, but also the movies that's also going to get released and how that's going to help AMC grow. Now, once again, they work hand in hand. Whilst they are different industries, they still work once again along with each other. And so you can see how this is ultimately going to benefit for AMC. And this is what we talked about with how recently we talked about the team for Taylor Swift went straight directly to AMC as opposed to going to a different studio first, like they did for the first time. And so this is how we know that the AMC film distribution is also going to get a major growth, very likely within the upcoming months. Another thing is, along with all of this good news that's coming out for AMC, you have to understand the daily dark pool usage. So we're having a daily update, and you can see 71% used for AMC, and this is only an hour after the market has started. And this is just to really highlight and showcase how much suppression is going on. We've already said the box office is improving, the box office is getting better. When you understand that AMC directly relates with the box office, therefore as the box office goes up, shows you the AMC, you understand why these institutions are stressing. And so when you take a look at IMAX, when you take a look at Cinemark, you'll see that they are also going up along with the box office. The only company that's not is AMC. And the reason for that is because we're seeing dark pool usage like this for over 71% just an hour after the market has started. And this is just to really understand what is going on within the market. But not only that, something that come across is that it could actually be even bigger. AMC, of course, almost all of the orders go into dark pool / payment for order flow. Even public reported data pool is false. You can see the activity on the level 2 streams. So when you take a look at level 2, you'll see a lot more orders, and you can see through here OTC, 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 NASDAQ, OTC, 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 and that's what we are looking at. So it may be even the fact that the data that is given to us, the 71% dark pool, could actually be even bigger than this. So we are only, once again, the same with the short interest, only looking at the very minimum. It's just that the dark pool data could be bigger than what is actually shown to us. And when you understand that, things become a lot more crazy because we are already being suppressed with so much dark pool, and we know that the real price discovery should already be in the 100. But if the dark pool data that's been presented to us has been wrong the whole time, meaning that the dark pool usage is actually even higher, then the real price discovery is even bigger than that. Then the shares that are hidden are a lot more than that. And so that just shows how much value the shorts, the institutions have stolen from us. But once again, it's just to showcase the more dark pool that they use, that means the more scared they are of AMC. That means the things that's going on right now is going to propel AMC to a whole different level. And once again, we can see the dark pool is the reason for why price is dropping, because when you take a look at the community, apes are constantly buying into AMC, and this is just one of many apes who's obviously buying into AMC. I've done constant updates on this, so everyone should obviously know by now how people are feeling about AMC. We talked about this. When you take a look at the inflow outflow of capital, there are more money buying AMC than there are more money selling AMC. The reason why AMC don't grow is that most of those buy orders are hidden in the dark pool. And so that's the reason for why we don't see the price go to its real price discovery. And the key word being real price discovery, because they're hiding that from us. They're making us realize that how undervalued AMC is. And when you take a look at the shares unsettled, remember, this is only just a portion of the things that's going on for AMC, of the things that's stealing value away from AMC. Because when you take a look at the shares unsettled, 555 million shares, a notional value of 9.6 billion, with an average value price combined at 872, you should already see why AMC is undervalued. And once again, we've talked about this. If the average combined price of all shares held is at 872, given that AMC is at 292, these short sellers should be in profit by now. And with how AMC is showing their potential, with how AMC is projected, you would assume that these short sellers would cover their shares, because AMC is on the trajectory of going up, because not just of AMC, but because of the box office. And so if you're in a short position and you're making money and you're seeing how the sentiment is flipping from short to long, you would want to cover your shares and take the profit. So why aren't they doing that? And we talked about it, because they are trapped, because they can't actually cover these shares. And so this is the ultimate reason for why we're still seeing these shares. And again, the value that's talked about this in this is obviously already quite big, 9.6 billion, and this is only a portion of the suppression that's going on for AMC. And when you account for all of these other factors that we've mentioned, and is why we talked about amcfloat.com, for those of you who remember, this is the reason for why we knew that the squeeze price are in the thousands, if not tens of thousands, because of everything that's obviously going on. And then this is also another interesting thing. So Grok gave a list of ranked mines in the US, including the mines both in production and in development. HYMC topped the list. Now this ranking was done by size, grade, jurisdiction, and stage advancement, and HYMC came first. So this is obviously a very good sign. Now, I know some apes have obviously invested into HYMC as well, but we should also know about AMC's investment in HYMC, and the fact it's shown this much potential should let us understand how that return on investment is obviously going to be for AMC. And ultimately, we talked about this. If AMC is able to increase their cash size, they are able to do so many more things. We talked about whether it's to improve their current infrastructures, so increasing how they're going to be operating their movie theaters, etc. We talked about the share buybacks, and ultimately they are able to pay off debt, which will then go into a dividend. And so there are so many things that AMC will be able to do, and the very fact we are seeing the investments turning out to have this much potential as well should show how AMC has positioned themselves very, very nicely. Now, another big thing, and it's why recently we've maybe seen an increase in volume, why we're seeing shorts panic, is the fact we have only 7 trading days to become eligible for the GME warrant, a dividend issued. Now, we talked about this. This is obviously a warrant that's issued to have an exercising price of $32. Make sure you confirm that your broker will deliver the warrant of GME, but it's about talking how this is obviously going to cause massive disruption, because we talked about how this has already forced brokers in Korea to make warnings, to obviously force liquidate GME shares, and we talked about how they were obviously attacking the naked shorts and what this means for the naked shorts. And so you can see how naked shorts already have a portion of their positions being attacked by regulations, and that ultimately is obviously a good thing. Next is talking about how these warrants will force shorts to obviously get these shares as well. They have to be locating the shares along with the brokers, and so this is going to cause a massive liquidity problem for the short sellers, for the brokers. And the last time we saw something like this happen, where it caused pressure, where it forced shorts and brokers to locate shares, we obviously saw what happened with AMC and GME. And so as we come close to another time like this, you can definitely expect volatility, and you can expect more and more liquidity to be put onto AMC and GME. Now, that may sound like a bad thing because it suppresses the price, but you have to understand, if they aren't able to sustain it, if they aren't able to continuously feed capital to suppress these positions, then it's only going to get worse for them, because that's only going to increase the time for AMC and GME to squeeze. But not only that, it's obviously going to raise the floor price for AMC and GME as well. And so that's why we've talked about there are so many things forcing these short sellers with their hands right now and how we are pushing them to a corner. Now, as always, none of this is ever financial advice, so do take it as a grain of salt. Make sure to do your own due diligence and research, and I'll catch you guys next time.